When the Cantralls reached a point where Mullen was waiting, the trouble was renewed, Mullen attacking Melvin Cantrall with a club 6-shooter. After he had struck Cantrall a hard blow on the head with his gun, the latter drew his own pistol and opened fire, but owing to the darkness, he could not tell whether he had hit his opponent or not. When Cantrall was given medical attention, it is found that he had sustained an ugly-looking scalp wound. The Cantrall-Mullen feud escalates. Sheriff Peters and his deputy, W.W. Seaborn, were called to the vicinity of Hobbs early last night, where they arrested Melvin and Jeff Cantrall on warrants charging them with assault with the intent to kill. The young men will probably go to jail in default of bond to await a preliminary hearing before Judge Hall on Monday, August 31st, 1914. When the Cantrall brothers came in Tuesday morning and surrendered to Sheriff Peters and gave their version of the affair, they were released on bond. For at that time there was nothing to indicate that Mullen had been hit by any bullets fired at him by the Cantralls. The return of the Cantralls to their home aroused the ire of all the Mullens' friends, and it was feared that another tragedy would result. If the men were permitted to remain, consequently Sheriff Peters was advised to come out and prevent any further trouble. In the opinion of those attending the doctor, Mullen did not have a chance in 100 to recover. One bullet passed entirely through the abdomen, and it is this wound that it is believed to be fatal. Another bullet plowed through Mullen's kneecap, and another one struck him in the palm of the hand. The wounded man, believing that he could not recover, made a detailed statement of the affair, throwing an entirely different light on the tragedy. According to Bose Mullen's story, and corroborated by his mother and wife, all of the parties involved in the trouble had attended church at or near Hobbs. Mr. and Mrs. Mullen and their mother were in advance of the Cantrall brothers, all walking. Miss Mullen was singing some religious song, while the Cantralls followed behind, jeering and at times trying to imitate Miss Mullen's singing. When the Mullens were within a few yards of their front gate, the Cantrall boys passed them, and accordingly to the story told by Mullen under oath, the Cantrall boys, as soon as they had passed the Mullens, began singing an indecent song when Mr. Mullen asked them to quit, pointing out the fact that they were in the presence of his wife and mother. The fight and shooting followed, but it developed later, as stated by Mullen, he did not have a pocket knife to defend himself. With that, the story told by the Cantralls about him striking Melvin Cantrall is without foundation. Deputy Sheriff Seaborn, who made a thorough investigation at the scene of the shooting, believes that he has proof of how and where Cantrall received his injury. A report received from Hobbs at noon today state that Mullen was still alive. Okay, I'm continuing reading newspaper articles that Grandma Mary has cut out and kept in her keepsakes. Continuing the story, the Cantrall brothers' hearing is set for Saturday. Okay, the preliminary hearing of Melvin and Jeff Cantrall, charged with the murder of Bose Mullen, will be held in Judge Hall's court next Saturday. Both the state and the defense are prepared for the hearing, and many witnesses have been summoned, and practically the entire community in which the killing occurred will be in attendance, either as witnesses in the case or as interested spectators. Mullen still survives the bullet wounds. The latest reports from Hobbs received there today was to the effect that Bose Mullen, shot by the Cantrall brothers Monday night, is barely alive with less hopes than ever before. The two brothers, now confined in jail, declined to talk very much about the affair. Jeff, the youngest brother, is taking his arrest and confinement in the jail with but little concern. But Melvin, the older brother, who claims to have done the shooting, is beginning to realize the seriousness of the charge against him and the indifference that he showed at the beginning. is disappearing, and he is now very much concerned about the condition of Bose Mullen. Mullen reported some better. It's another title. The last report from Bose Mullen received today was to the effect that he was now improving from the wounds inflicted by the Cantrall brothers, and that he now stands a good chance of recovery, although he has not entirely passed the danger point. Mullen's splendid physique has enabled him to be put up. He's able to put up a good fight against the Grim Reaper, and his many friends sincerely trust that he will recover.